All right, everybody, it's time to lay down for bed and listen to a story. It's time for the night chicken, and you don't want to miss that now, do you? I didn't think so. Now, if everybody is ready, let's begin. The air on the night of November 21st was sharp and clear, tasting of frozen earth and distant wood smoke. It was the kind of night where sounds traveled far, and whispers could be mistaken for the wind, which was exactly the problem as far as Shy was concerned. She, Shorty, and Skinny were making their quiet patrol near the great old oak tree, their favorite meeting spot. Shy black feathers were sleek against the moon-silver darkness, and the tiny crescent pendant on her leg gleamed faintly. They expected silence, perhaps a low croak from Gilly the bullfrog, but what they found was a full-blown assembly. Under the low, gnarled branches, Gobble and Gabby, the two nosiest turkeys in the county, were holding court. They were surrounded by a scattering of field mice and a few curious rabbits, their eyes wide with awe. "Hush, hush now, for I tell the tale of the silver feathers." "Oh!" Gobble announced, puffing out his wattles until they wobbled like jelly. Gabby clucked dramatically for emphasis. "They say the night chicken, bless her mysterious heart, she does not walk the night. Oh, no! She glides on a cloak spun from spider silk and starlight, and her feet never touch the ground."
Ah!
Shorty, trotting beside Shy, bumped her gently with his torn ear. "A cloak of spider silk, eh?" he whispered, a smirk in his voice. "Better be careful near Glint, or she'll charge you an hourly fee." They ducked quickly behind the woodpile, nestled into the damp, leafy shadows. Shy felt a funny mix of amusement and a prickly kind of frustration. The truth was always so much simpler, and usually involved cold feet and a lot of careful listening. Then came Gabby's turn, and her story was worse, and the time Larry the Fox cornered poor Darla by the hedgerow. They say the night chicken did not merely scare him off. No, she wrestled him down, tore his tail clean off, and then turned into pure moonlight to blind him for a week. Shy felt her tiny comb flare red with irritation. The truth of that night was that Shy had merely created a noisy distraction by rolling a rusty old tin can down the stone wall, causing Larry to jump and drop his catch. It was a simple, clever act of courage, not a supernatural wrestling match. "Wrestled him?" Shy muttered, shaking her head. "I can barely lift a fat caterpillar." Skinny, who was busily sorting a pile of damp leaves for hidden treasures, chipped in. "Well, I told a few folks she once found a jewel in a pumpkin patch, but that was mostly just to get Rory Raccoon to stop digging up my caches." Shorty sighed, resting his chin on his paws. "They need the drama, Shy. The darkness is big and a little scary. They need their night chicken to be bigger and scarier than the night itself." Just then, Echo the cricket, who had been perched silently on a piece of split firewood, finished a melancholy sweet tune on his pine needle lute. He chirped softly, not looking at the trio. "The story is not for the hero, little hen," Echo sang. "The story is for the frightened ones. You give them safety through your actions, the story gives them hope through your name. The legend's shimmering shell is what keeps the small lights burning when the world is dark." Shy paused. Her emerald eyes, so alert in the night, focused not on the gossiping turkeys, but on the quiet wisdom of the cricket. He was right. Her mission wasn't to correct the details of a wrestling match, but to ensure the farm felt protected enough to believe those tales. She looked at Shorty, then out toward the distant coop, locked and silent. She was no mythical moon glider, just a small hen with a brave heart and sleek black feathers. But if the simple roll of a tin can could become the glorious wrestling of a fox, and that thought made the field mice sleep sounder, then her legend was truly doing its job. "Come on, boys," Shy whispered, a smile touching her beak. "Let's go find a real problem to solve. I think I heard something near the pond that sounds suspiciously like a drama-free night." As they slipped back into the shadows, Shy realized the greatest challenge of being a legend wasn't the villains, but living up to the wonderfully wild stories others told about her. And tonight, that thought warmed her more than any silly spider silk cloak could. That's the end of tonight's story, and now comes my favorite part. Let's close our eyes, listen to some soft music, and dream about Shy's next adventure. And while she's out there defending the night, we can sleep easy, knowing she's there, keeping us safe. Sleep tight, everyone, and don't bite any bed bugs.